Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday. On my way to the gym. It is Monday. It's 3:28 a.m. I'm headed out the door. The gym does not open up until 5. In my mind, there is no competition. In my mind, the world ceases to exist. There is nothing around me. There is nothing that is a limit for me. There is absolutely no stopping me. None whatsoever. This weekend, I would say starting Friday with Silas's graduation from karate class, or was it Friday? Either way, it was two separate incidents, and I'm trying to think about what the incidents were. He exercised some type of form of fear, and I knew that there was nothing to be fearful of, and I knew that in his mind he knew everything he needed in order to graduate his karate class. Yet he had exhibited something that was kind of, to me, like, dude, that's not what we do. And some parents might say, well, you shouldn't force your kids to do anything. I'm not forcing my child to do anything. What I'm doing is getting him to capitalize on what he already knows and to shake off the fear that is clearly trying to elude or trying to take over his mind, his thought, his actions. And I know him. I know that kids, one thing I know about kids through study, one thing I know about kids through observation, is kids are fearless. The fear that they accumulate, they adopt, and they start accepting is the fear that they get from the people around them, the limits from the people around him. There's this book by, not Oscar Wilde, but Gene Wilder, and he says that God literally put us on the face of this earth and we're raised by a bunch of assholes. By a bunch of assholes. Thank you, God. You plopped me on this world into a diaper, and I'm being raised by a bunch of assholes. Literally. Literally. Mom, dad, limit. Uncles, cousins, brothers, limits. They got limits because it's rare that people exceed those limits. It's rare that people push themselves to the ultimate limit. It's rare. It's rare. Why? Because it's easier not to do it than it is to do it. And what do we tend to do? We want to do the easier things. So this weekend, Silas had his karate class graduation. He had something else that was going on with him that had me kind of like wondering, like, hold on, dude, we don't do fear around here. I mean, we make choices, but we don't do fear. Fear is not one of those choices. And yesterday, me and Silas were alone, just me and him. We decided, we went and got some ice cream, and we stopped to play soccer. He says, let's go to the park. I said, I thought I had a football in the trunk because I usually keep balls and whatnot in the trunk. I didn't have one. I went back there. I had two basketballs, and they looked brand new, two brand new basketballs. Opened up the trunk. He says, we can play soccer with these. All right, sounds like a pretty good plan. I backed up to this little beltway, this little green beltway. The grass was green. It was rolling hills, and in the middle of this grass was this stretch of, it looked like drainage where they let water run through, and I would say it was about 4 feet wide, 4 to 5 feet wide. So measure yourself and then look at 4 to 5 feet wide, about 5 to 6 feet deep. So 5 feet wide, 6 feet deep, or 5 feet wide, 5 feet deep, right? That's the size of this trench. It's a concrete trench that water is in. Water's currently flowing in there. So we get out the car, and we're pumping up the ball because I keep a pump in the trunk. And we start kicking the ball. Well, I see this ATV riding by because it's close to the mountains. And I jump. Literally, I jumped over this 5-foot trench. And I was like, fuck, that's a pretty big jump. And then I looked at Silas, and Silas said, what are you doing? I said, I want to go look at the ATVs riding around. He says, well, what about me? I thought it was the perfect opportunity. Just me and him. Just me and him. And I said, if you want to see it, you're going to have to jump. I knew it was a big jump. I knew it was a big jump. But I had faith in him, and I had faith in myself to catch him. And after very slight resistance, he was like, nah, just come back. I said, no. I said, come on. I said, because what we want to see is on the other side. We've already been over there. The only way we're going to get to this is if you jump with me. Come on. This kid jumped. I don't know why the hell he jumped, but this kid jumped. And everything inside of me said, if you don't catch him, he'll never believe you again. I love this kid. I was amazed. And at that moment, I mean, I embraced him and I was like, I didn't even care about the ATV. I was like, dude, you jumped. You trusted me. You trusted yourself. And he barely was at the tip of it. And I barely was at the tip of grabbing him. But it worked. Because with his faith in himself and my faith in him, he made it. And what it instilled in me is that when you're around the wrong people, those fears will creep up. When you're around the right people, you're empowered. You're fearless. I knew that when he was in that karate class, he felt fear because he felt it in the air. He felt it. He didn't rise to his occasion because he felt it in the air. He had to be coaxed into it because he felt it in the air, because of who he was around, because of the expressions on their face, and because the lack of confidence. Great coach once told me, he says that if you don't believe in yourself, when you walk in the room, the vote is unanimous, because the people you're trying to pitch to, or the people you're trying to convince that you got it going on, you know what you're going to do, they're not going to believe you either. It is unanimous. The vote is unanimous. My son teaches me more things than I've learned from most adults. We teach each other. Me and a 4-year-old are learning this together. So I'm excited to see what he does. He had no fear, because he knew that I had no fear. Together, we had no fear. So now I'm up earlier than I ever been on a Monday. In the car ready to go on a Monday. There's not going to be anybody on the road. No fear. No fear. None. None. And every single day, I get better. Every single day, I get stronger. Every single day, my mental gets better. Every single day, my conditioning gets better. Every single day. Every day. Every day. Every day. My discipline gets better. Every day. There's no competition. Every day. Every day.